Welcome to Mindful Flow on Tuesday evening. New background for the new spring season, freshening things up here a little bit. And I thought it might stay light enough not to use an extra light, but I'm going to keep that on just in case because I have a feeling it might get a little dim by the end of the class. But we are going to begin in a seated posture in Baddha Konasana. So we're going to take a block and bring it between our feet. Now I am sitting up on a blanket so that just helps support my tailbone. But we're just going to bring our knees out to the side. Feet are going to press inward on the block. So if you can see that, I just have a block in between my feet. And this just helps bring awareness to the energy that we're trying to channel inward toward the feet. And then of course the blanket is helping us sit up nice and tall. Go ahead and take my sweater off. And then we're just going to sit here for a few breaths. And bring your gaze down your nose or allow your eyes to close, whichever you feel more comfortable with. Let's take a deep breath in and feel the breath come all the way down into the seat, connecting to the earth, connecting to a place where we feel secure and held, stable and grounded. Continue your breath work, feeling the breath come in through the nose, travel down through the throat, pull it all the way down to the seat, and then slowly release and let it travel back out the same way. Whatever you were involved with in your day leading up to this point, simply take a moment and relish the idea that there's nothing more to do, and simply drop into your practice. Relax your elbows down. Release your shoulders. Try to relax your knees and hips. And throughout tonight's practice, maybe think of an inspiration or something that you can latch onto. Either your own affirmation or maybe one you've heard in practice before. Let's take 3 more deep breaths right here. Inhale. Make this the longest, smoothest inhalation so far. When you get to the very top, hold it at the very top. Hold that feeling of energy pressing outward onto your lungs. And then exhale, let it out. Slowly allow yourself to fold forward ever so gently. Maybe your hands come down to your feet to either side of the block. And then just let your head roll forward. Inhale again, lift all the way back up. Bring your knees up to center, remove the block. You can just bring it up into the front of your mat. Let's bring the hands back behind our hips, press down into the palms. Widen your feet ever so slightly and then just bring in some motion into your knees. Windshield wipering back and forth. Going nice and slow. Couple more times back and forth. And then bring them back up to center. Sit all the way up, and then we're going to turn and find a seated position with the legs extended down your mat. All right, once again, settling your sits bones down into the mat, lift up through your spine. Let's reach the arms up and overhead. Lift up out of both sides of your body. So really extending through the side body, fingers reaching skyward. Deep inhalation, and then start to slowly fold forward, keeping your back straight, your shoulders pressed back, and hinging at your hip crease. Just come forward to the very start of your edge, that place where you start to feel resistance. Next breath in, lift your heart ever so slightly. Next breath out, bring your heart closer to your toes. So you're drawing yourself forward. Again, keeping your back as flat as you can. And just start to notice what's happening with the lower spine. The area around the sacrum. Do you feel tension that needs release? Does the stretch feel good? Are you already going too far? If so, pull yourself back up, soften, and then begin again. One more breath here in Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And then we're going to draw the right knee up. Bring your right foot and cross it over your left knee. All right, so we're going to take that right foot. We're going to slide it backwards toward the left hip. So just come to whatever kind of opening you feel is possible. If the foot doesn't come all the way back to the hip, you can just bring it, leave it crossed. We're aiming for the right knee to be positioned over the left knee. Now, we're going to fold forward, but if this is already difficult and you can't, you'd like to create some support here, you can bring your blanket between your two knees, and that just kind of supports the lower part of your body while again you fold forward. So now you're going to feel that stretch on the right hip, especially as you internally rotate your hip. So just slowly and softly bring your body forward over your right leg. Ease into this stretch. If you don't need the blanket, then you can just bring that to the side and come on down a little bit further. 2 more breaths here. Your left leg is still active and your foot is flexed, so you may feel a real stretch down that left leg, maybe all the way into your toes. Deep breathing. And then inhale, come all the way back up, uncross the right leg, extend it down the mat. We'll cross the left over and do the same on the other side. So you're going to slide your left foot back to your right hip, positioning your left knee now roughly over your right knee, and then just start to fold forward once again. You can place that blanket back if that helps provide support, and just let your body slowly relax down over your bent left leg. Right foot is still flexed, but see if you can find softness in the upper part of your body. Gauging how much weight you can bring forward. Trusting yourself and always honoring your body for where it is today. Inhale, come all the way back up, uncross that left leg, scoot your seat forward, and then we're going to roll all the way down onto our backs. I'll change up my music a little bit. So coming onto our back, we're going to keep our feet at hip distance, pressing down with both feet. Inhale and take a pelvic tilt, lifting the tailbone up and the pubic bone up toward the ceiling. Exhale and roll it slowly all the way down. Inhale, take a pelvic tilt. Exhale and roll it down. Keep that going. We're just going to keep it going 3 or 4 more times. Just use your breath to synchronize with the movement. Don't rush. Take it really slowly. Appreciate every little step along the way. All right, one more time. The next time you take an inhale and lift the tailbone up, we're going to activate the feet, press down toward the mat, and begin to lift the hips up off the mat, coming into a really sweet beginning bridge pose. As you come into bridge, feel the outsides of your shoulder blades also pressing down. Feet are pressing into the earth and your knees are reaching forward toward your toes. Exhale and slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. Literally think of every single disc rolling down like dominoes to the very tip of the tailbone. Inhale, let's lift that back up, come into bridge pose once again. We're going to stay up here for a full round of breath. Again, hip points are rising. Shoulders are supporting, knees pressing forward. As you exhale, roll it down slowly. All right, on your next time through, inhale, lift up to bridge. And also this time we're going to lift the fingers up toward the ceiling. So our shoulders are still pressing down on the mat, but fingers are reaching high. See if you can lift your hip points just a little bit higher, reaching upward toward the sky. And then before you let your hips come down, take your arms and reach up and overhead. Get a full body stretch in the upper part of your body. One more full breath. And then exhale, bring your hands up, hands come down, hips come down simultaneously, and come back to your resting pose. One more time, full moving bridge. Inhale, hips and hands raise up. Arms reach up and over, stretch. Deeply inflate your lungs, and then as you exhale, roll them all the way down. Very nice. Bring your knees into your chest, hug your knees in. Maybe rock back and forth a couple of times. And then we're going to bring the feet right down on the mat where they were before. Your right foot's going to lift up. Right ankle is going to come across the left thigh. Bring your fingers around the back of your left thigh. Lift that left foot off the mat. Foot is going to reach up toward the ceiling. And your right knee is going to press forward toward the front of the mat. So you're creating a number 4 shape with your legs. This is also another way to do pigeon in a supine variation. Nice deep breath here. Keep pressing your right knee away from your face. And then bring your left foot right back down on the mat. Open your arms into a T off the shoulder. And we're going to roll the lower part of the body over to the left, bringing the right sole of the foot down onto the floor. So you're going to guide it down all the way, or you can bring that blanket underneath or a block to support if you don't want to roll the full distance. Breathe here. Relax your shoulders. And then if you like, you have an option to take your left hand to the outside of the right thigh and guide the right leg further down toward the earth. So the knee now is coming down. This is a little bit more intense than that first variation, but maybe it'll feel good around the lower back. Nice deep breaths. Perhaps revisit your intention or inspirational message to yourself for your practice tonight. All right, release that leg. Help yourself to roll back to center. Right foot is going to come down onto the mat. Left foot reaches up, ankle crosses over the right thigh. Lift your right leg up, create that number 4 position, and press your left knee away from your face toward the front of the mat. Deep breaths here. One more. And again. All right, bring the right foot all the way down to the mat. Arms come back into a T off the shoulder and just roll over onto that right hip this time. Sole of the foot guided down until it meets the floor. Relax and breathe into your hip joints. Option once again to take your right hand to the outside of the left thigh and guide the leg further down toward the earth. So we're keeping both shoulders squarely on the mat. This is simply the lower part of the body, getting a stretch and a little twist. All right, release the leg. Safely guide your knees and legs back up to center. Bring the left foot down, and once again, let's hug the knees into the chest. Curl up into a tight little ball. Inhale and bring your head all the way up, like your forehead's trying to reach your knees. And exhale, release. And then just start some rocking actions. You may want to take your hands behind your thighs. Lift up your head slightly and just rock and roll back and forth. If this feels okay, if you need to roll to your side, we're gonna eventually rock up. But just give this a few times forward and back, just like when you were a kid and used to roll on the floor. As an adult, this is a nice massage for the spine. Give yourself a little momentum, and then maybe rock all the way up to seated position. All right, we're going to come back to an extended leg position on the mat and take the left foot to the inner right thigh. This time, externally rotate your left thigh. So bring your left knee out to the side, press down through the sits bones, inhale, lift up, and exhale, forward fold, Janusirsasana, head to the knee pose. Deep breath in. As you exhale, draw your heart forward toward your right toes. One more breath. And then inhale, slide your hands back up, sit all the way upright. Left hand comes behind your left thigh. Press down into the left palm. Lift yourself up on your knee. Arm first reaches up and overhead, and then decide if you want to bring it over your ear, finding full extension from fingers to right ankle. Breathe into the right side of your body. Hold this here. And then we're going to keep the body in place and rotate the arm in a wide circle. So we're going to take it around one time, 2 times, and 3 times, and back up, and then come right back down to your seat and switch legs. So right foot comes to the inner left thigh. Rotate that thigh on the right side down and out. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Getting a lot of nice stretches in here to start the practice. Deep breath in after your first initial fold, and then exhale, let your torso come down and forward. 2 more breaths. Slide your hands back. This time your right hand is going to come to next to your right hip. Press down into that palm, lift yourself up. Left arm reaches up, north and south, and then if you want to reach that left arm all the way over your ear, extend as far as you can from left fingers to left toes. Deep breath here, up and down the left side of the body. Imagine the ribs spreading and widening, making room for the lungs. And then we're going to rotate the arm around just like we did before. 1 time, 2 times, and 3 times, and back up, and then release yourself back down to your seat. Come on up and let's bring knees underneath hips. We'll set up for tabletop position. I'm going to do a little bit of core work here. I promised you a little bit of everything in this practice, so we're not going to forget the core. Give us a little strengthening along the way. So starting off in tabletop position, nice firm table. Draw the navel up toward your spine and feel the core engage. We're going to take the right leg and bring the right leg out to an extended position and then lift it up, pressing backward through the heel. Going to inhale and then bring the right knee into the chest. Bring your chin to your knee. And then exhale and press the leg back once again. Inhale, chin to knee. Exhale, press it back. Inhale, chin to knee. Exhale, press it back. Next time, we're going to inhale, bring chin to knee, lift your left arm up, And then exhale, extend left arm and right heel. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, extend. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, extend. Keep it going 3 more times. Just listen and use your breath. Core's holding you steady. You got this. One more time. And then bring your left hand down, your right knee down, and let's press back to a sweet child's pose. Take all of the pressure off of your arms, hands. 2 more deep breaths here. And come on back up to tabletop position. We are lucky that we have another side. We'll extend the left leg back first, straightening through the left foot, and then lift that foot up to about hip height. And we'll inhale, bring the left knee to the chin. Exhale, extend. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, extend. Keep that going. One more with just the leg. And then the next time we'll bring the knee in, we'll lift the right hand up and then extend the knee and the hand. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, extend. Keep that going now. Move with your breath. Keep the core strong and balanced. One more round. And then bring the hand down, bring the knee down, and once again, press back to extended child. Or you can bring the arms all the way around back to your feet. Breathe and relax your spine. One more breath. And then we'll slide the hands forward. We're going to come back to tabletop to set up for our next sequence. So we're going to bring the elbows down underneath the shoulders, coming into a forearm tabletop plank. Press down through your forearms, open your fingers wide, and feel the connection, especially through the thumb and index finger as the energy travels up into the outside of your shoulder blades. Take a breath here, and then we're going to take the right foot back, extend the right foot as we move into a forearm plank. And then as you're ready, lift the left knee up and come into a full forearm plank. 3 full breaths here. Widen your shoulder blades. Make sure that your neck is nice and relaxed. Core body holding you strong. Imagine your core wrapping around from front to back. One more breath. You got this. And then finally, on your next exhalation, let the belly come all the way down. Bring your face down to the mat and relax on your belly. Slide your hands back behind you. Palms are going to be down on the mat. Wiggle back and forth with your hips a little bit. Make sure that you are equally weighted from right to left. Engage your core. Press your pubic bone down into the mat. Feel that connection. And then inhale, lift up and allow your core to lift your shoulders up off of the mat. Your gaze is forward. Your neck is a long extension of your upper back. And then as you're ready, lift your fingers off the mat and press your fingers backward toward your feet. So my legs are all the way down. My feet are all the way down. And my core body is holding my upper body stable as it levitates on the front part of the mat. One more breath here. This is half Shalabhasana. And then slowly release it all the way down. Shoulders, you can turn a cheek and take a breath here in a resting pose. All right, the next variation of this, we're going to try the other half of the body. So you can leave the shoulders down if you wish, but we're still going to engage the core, press down through the pubic bone, and that really draws that energy right to the center of the body. Begin to lift your feet off of the back of the mat. Lift feet your ankles, perhaps lift your shins, and then decide if you can even lift some of your thighs. Maybe you can, maybe you leave those down. Find your edge and then back off of it ever so slightly. Breathe, awareness of that core center. One more breath, you got this. And then exhale, release the feet all the way down. Again, take another breath in a resting posture. Maybe turn the cheek the other way. Our last variation of Shalabhasana, I'm going to give you the option to either take one half or the other, or to put them both together if you wish. So engage your core, press down through the pubic bone, and lift up whichever half you want to work on, or both at one time. Remember, if you've got your shoulders lifted, that your fingers are reaching backward. It's almost like a Superman, but our hands are reaching back instead of forward. Nice breath. Keep pressing down through the lower core. Balance point is right at the pubic bone. If you're a little shaky, that just means you're working. And then release it all the way down. Ooh. Such a simple looking pose, but it uses a lot of effort, doesn't it? Slide your hands up near your shoulders. Press down into your hands. Come all the way up. And press back to child's pose once again. And this time, really open your knees wide. Let your torso drop all the way down. Let your forehead come to the mat. Remember to keep breathing and use that breath as your anchor to stay present and mindful. All right, come on forward. Come on forward and come to hands and knees position. We're going to move a little bit more as we start to work upward to the mat. So come into downward facing dog. Lift your knees off the mat. Press your hips high toward the ceiling. Get a nice long downward dog. Maybe pedal the feet just a little bit. We did a lot of stretching with the legs earlier, so hopefully your hamstrings aren't too terribly tight. And from our downward facing dog, we're going to bring the toes together to touch. And we're going to bring one leg up. So your right leg is going to lift, coming into split leg or three-legged dog. And then just as we did before in tabletop, we're going to bring the knee into the chest and bring the knee forward like it's trying to reach between your elbows. As you exhale, you're going to press back right into three-legged dog. Inhale, bring the knee forward towards your elbows. This is called a cheetah. And then exhale, bring the leg back and reach it up. One more time, reach it forward in cheetah. Exhale, bring it back, three-legged dog. And then your next time bringing it through, we're going to bring the right foot all the way up into a low runner's lunge. Lengthen back through the left leg, lift up through the back of your left thigh. From our low runner's lunge, harness that core energy. We're using that core a lot today. We're going to lift up to high lunge. So your body is supported through the inner energy reaching toward the midline of your body. So what I mean by that is your inner thighs are squeezing inward toward each other. And all of that power is coming right from the fulcrum. All right, from your high runner's lunge, let's drop the heel of the left foot. Press all the way down into the left leg and come into warrior one. A very subtle difference between warrior one and high lunge. Bring your hands down to your heart. We're going to come into our first balancing pose tonight as we shift forward into warrior three. So reach forward with your heart, slide that left leg up and back, and as you're ready, lift it off the floor, rooting down through the right foot, gaze forward, and then slowly with control, bring the left leg back down, 2 feet on the mat, very nice. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Deep inhale brings you halfway up, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, hands down and fold. Step back into downward facing dog. One full breath here. Nice and deep. Nice cleansing breath. And then bring your toes together to touch once again. This brings your feet a little bit closer to the center. Then we'll lift the left leg up, coming into split leg dog with the left leg lifted. And then we'll inhale, draw the left knee in, coming into cheetah pose once again as it reaches toward your hands. Exhale, back to split leg dog. Inhale to cheetah. Exhale, back to split. One more time. Inhale, use that core to lift and control. Exhale, back to split leg dog. Next time you come forward, left leg comes all the way up to the front of the mat for low runner's lunge. Preparing for high lunge, bring your energy inward toward the midline of the body. Lift yourself up strongly. High crescent. And then we'll drop the heel of the right foot. Coming into warrior one. Hands come down to heart, and we're going to shift forward to warrior three once again. So root down through that left leg. Slowly bring your weight forward. And as you're ready, you can lift the right leg up and fly into warrior three. Slowly bring your right foot down, both feet now on the mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale brings you halfway up, lift and lengthen. Exhale, hands down to fold. Stepping back once again, downward facing dog. One full breath here. Exhale. Let it go. All right, once again, bring your toes together to touch. This time we're going to lift the right leg up, point the toes, split leg dog, and then we're going to bend the right knee this time with the right leg up in the air. And then bring your knee out to the side. So externally rotate that right hip, and then press the right foot over to the left. So we're coming into upward scorpion. Breathe here, feel the opening in the hips. This is why we worked on them at the beginning. And then inhale, square your hips, come back to center. And we're gonna bring that right foot all the way forward to low runner's lunge. From low lunge, drop the heel of the left foot and lift up to warrior two. Settle yourself here. Feel your alignment. And then lift your arms up, bring your palms together, and then slide your hands down so that they grasp the opposite elbow. Lift your right elbow up, take a little stretch through the right rib cage. And then exhale, bring your hands back to warrior two. Straighten your front right leg. We're going to move into triangle. So reach forward with your right fingers and then windmill down, bringing your right hand to your shin, a block, or the mat. Nice deep breath here. Ooh, beautiful triangle. And then come right back up, back to warrior two. Windmill the left arm around, so bring it, cartwheel it down, bring the left hand down to the mat. Right arm is going to sweep up for a twist. Exhale, bring the right hand back down to the mat. Slide the right foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, drop your knees. Press back to child's pose. Full breath here. Inhale, sit back up again. Raise your knees back to downward facing dog. We've got one more side for that last sequence. So bring your toes together to touch. Left foot comes up for split leg dog. Bend the left knee, drop your foot toward your backside. Open the left knee out to the left and then push your foot away to the right. You might look up under your left armpit, or you could look back the other way and you might see your foot. Stay strong here and then come back to center, square your hips. And we're gonna bring that left foot all the way through to the front, low runner's lunge. And then drop the heel of the right foot. We're gonna lift up to warrior two. From warrior two, lift your arms up, bring your palms together, and then slide your hands down your elbows. Reach for the opposing elbow and lift the left elbow up high. Take a little arch in the ribs. And then back to warrior two with your arms. Straighten your left leg. Reach out, windmill down for triangle. Take your time. Left hand reaching down, right arm reaching up. Use your blocks where you need to. And then strongly use your core to lift right back up, bending your left knee once again into warrior two. Right arm cartwheels around, right hand comes down to the mat, left arm reaches up for a twist. Exhale, left hand comes down, we're almost done. Slide the left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, drop your knees, and press back to a blissful child's pose. Take 3 or 4 breaths here. Bring your arms all the way back around if you feel like it. Just feel the energy. Feel what all of these stretches have done for your body. Feel the strength that you have generated. you're ready, bring yourself forward. Swing your knees around. You're going to go ahead and bring the feet out in front and roll all the way down. So coming back down to the back, let's just hug the knees into the chest. Take one hand on top of each knee, open your knees wide into the side, and then circle them around to the front, and then draw them back to your heart. So open each knee wide to the side, bring them forward, and then back to your heart. Keep that going, wide circles, just guiding your knees around. Next time you bring the knees forward into your heart, reverse the direction. So push them forward and then out to the side and back to the heart. Forward to the side, back to heart. One more time around. Very good. And then bring your feet down to the mat. And bring the arms into a T off the shoulder. Cross the right thigh over the left. Squeeze your thighs tightly together. Then we're going to roll over to the left hip. You can decide if you want to wrap your ankles and calves around each other one more time for an extra twist. And roll over onto the left hip. Now if you have your blanket nearby and you want to have a landing spot for your knees so that you can really relax into this a little bit more, shove that blanket up under your left thigh. That way you don't have to hold or push so hard. You can just relax into this a little bit more. Couple more breaths. And safely roll back to center. Unwind your legs and we'll twist the other way. So left thigh now is going to cross over the right. Maybe twist your legs around one more time if you have that space. And then you can roll over to the right hip. And just relax it all down. Back to center, unwind your legs. And I was just going to suggest, since we have our bolster out, that maybe we could bring that into a restorative final posture. I'm going to push mine into a legs up the wall or an inclined position. Are you so inclined? You can do the same. And just bring our feet up on the bolster. Slide your legs up. And let your rest of your body just relax. We had a few sections of our practice that had us working a little bit hard today. That's how we make forward progress, knowing full well that it's always within our power to pull back and do whatever's most appropriate. Beautiful. You made it through. You made it through your day. Now you can just relish the feeling that you've created for yourself. Slide your feet down the bolster or lift them up off the mat. Perhaps wrap your arms around your knees. Offer yourself one more hug of gratitude for taking the time and making the commitment to honor yourself with this practice today. To one side. Ease yourself up. And let's lift our arms, reach them overhead, palms together, and then down to the heart center. Feel the spaciousness in your body, the spaciousness in your mind, and the spaciousness of your heart generated through your practice. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Om Shanti and Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
That was great.